I am associated with a couple of people's organizations, people's movements in India. And one of the ones which really sort of has influenced me is the Narmada Bachao Andolan, which is about this set of 20 dams, mega projects, which are being built on an old, very important culture of cultural significance, a river called the Narmada, which runs through 3 states, one being mine, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. And the kind of disaster the building of the dams would bring about on the people was something which has been talked about a lot within the Indian sort of society. And there was a time when there was a lot of people's support to the NBA, that's the Narmada Bachao Andolan. But slowly, as it happens in our times, the focus and the attitude of the people started changing, because it just became old news. Whereas what happens is there are more than 30,000 people whose livelihoods are affected, whose way of life has been affected, and the whole sort of myth of shining India, which we've been seeing in the past, let's say 15 years or so, is for me not a true thing, precisely because 80% of the citizens are being left out of this dream. And yeah, I mean, both the projects which I have done, which are sort of talking about the current situations of the common people in India, are somehow through the Narmada Bachao Andolan. And so over the years, because I am a, let's say, city born and bred artist. However, my, let's say, ancestors, or let's say my great-grandfathers, they was off the land. So they were from the Konkan area, which is, and we are of a kind of agrarian background. Of course, because they studied and they had the opportunity, they took up different professions. So I can't say that, we are farmers, but there is a lot of connection to land. And I mean, the way, now I'm looking at Bombay, the amount of difficulty that there is to the access of potable water within Bombay is a question which really sort of should occupy a lot of minds. And I somehow feel that if we have a third world war, it will not be over oil, it will be over water. Because if we don't have water, I don't think we can exist. It's also about, trying to understand within our parameters of progress what we are going, where we are going wrong. Because something is not right at the way we conceive progress, and thereby it will be great if somehow we could connect to old knowledge and sort of traditional ways of being. And that is why I think the work here, or some of the earlier work that I have done, is trying to look at this old knowledge and to sort of bring it into a contemporary time. And I guess the project that I'm trying to do here is about looking at the Maori traditional values that they give to their environment, and of how they connect the human being as being just one aspect within a larger sort of natural framework. And unless we respect that, I don't think as a human race we have much of a future. And that is why the work that is being done here is about trying to connect to all kinds of traditional knowledge, to almost, pause and think if we could rethink how we carry on from here, instead of just looking at a linear progress, which we have been doing by aping Western influences and Western ideologies. The first film, or the film that I made in India, is basically looking at a whole lot of old texts, ancient texts, and it's actually a fictional kind of story about Siddha, who would be Siddha. Siddha means actually the accomplished one, or a person who has acquired knowledge, like Buddha, who saw, who got enlightenment. So it's like a fictional tale about this girl who is blind but can foresee the future. And what she could actually foresee is being a water diviner, as her role as a water diviner. So that is what the first film is about, and the second one is about trying to connect with the respect that the Maoris have for their surroundings, for nature, for the mountain, and how they think of themselves as the caretakers of the land and its resources.